They should have ran it longer. Y'all probably would have caught it. Y'all don't know what that is? You know what that is, don't you?
She don't know.
I see hearing it.
No, it's for like when they haven't it's a natural disaster sound.
Yeah, but it's altered. It's from something though.
From a movie.
Yeah.
That's the part.
The Michael Jackson movie.
Think about movies where they use sirens.
Purple Rain.
It was from The Purge.
Damn, I was just gonna say that shit.
I don't want to see that.
I was thinking Hostel.
It was. That's the countdown siren when they
get ready to purge.
They get ready to purge. It'll go like this, like it counts down the last 12 or whatever to let you know, like once it hit this last stroke or whatever, that's when it's going to effect.
What if they really did some shit like that? Like,
they should, Loki.
There was a history
for population control.
You
think they should?
I think they should. As much space, as much open space and shit that we got in this country.
So people just gonna go out and homeless people.
Listen, I'm not saying homeless people. let me explain, because I was gonna say, right, as much shit that we have in this country, right, as much open space, as much people that have differences, as much races, as much prisoners, as much whatever. If it was sanctioned in a way to where it could be done, like I think it would be people who would actually sign up to participate. I'm dead serious. Like some people are like that, just for like, because it's some people believe so strongly in their belief in racism, right? For the opportunity to kill that other race during a time where it would be legal for them to do it, they would go do it. Because they would think in their mind, they're not worrying about nothing happening to them. You know them backwoods country motherfuckers who shoot rifles and guns and all that shit and do the hunting and shit? For them, that would become like sport almost. Every year on this day when it happens, we get to do this legally. And for the government, it's population control, which is what they always try to do.
Yeah.
If you got prisoners, there's all kind of ways to do that shit. Like you can have lifers, nigga. If you got niggas who's on death row and you tell them, look, if you can survive through this night, you know what I'm saying? That might be your freedom or whatever. Who you think they not gonna do it?
For all the homeless people in death matches.
No, that's why I say you do. That's why I say you do it somewhere where it's like secluded, where all the open space we have. You have to make a town or a city or something designated just for that reason. It's unoccupied the rest of the year round. You see what I'm saying? But when that time is coming, everybody starts migrating there because they know if you're in this place when it happens, this is what's going down. And those are the people who participate in that. Yeah. So when you go, you've already signed your will and testaments, you signed waivers, you've whatever. So if you don't come back, your stuff is already handled and taken care of to be passed on.
All the people that stormed the
Capitol.
They
would dead serious go down there.
They would.
People weird like that, man.
I know a lot of Southerners that
would. Yeah, people weird.
I feel like they should change the grounds every year.
What you mean?
Like add something.
Make it into a different.
Have a whole death match of minds out there.
People would take advantage of.
Yeah, because of knowing where. Yeah, I get it. Knowing where it was at, they were prepared for it for the next year or whatever. No, it's already a movie, nigga. The Purge. You're just mixing in like Hunger Games
but
and
Purge
the Maze
wasn't
Runner.
Like they could go everywhere though, right? Yeah.
It's a lot. No, it's a lot of stuff though.
I would not survive that. Just like I wouldn't survive. Nation Z.
You never know, man. When when you're back against the wall, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I wouldn't survive that. If there was a zombie,
you would.
I would be scared. I would die on sight. Like as soon as I seen a real life zombie.
Oh no, they too slow.
Somebody, my heart is.
Listen,
beating.
You ever watch what's the show we used to watch? The Dead, Walking Dead.
I'll be some.
I'll be out.
I'll be some motherfucker where walking up to the top of a hill and look down and be like, oh my God, look at Candace, she's making it up, and then she just starts stumbling, and I'll just be like, no.
Nah, you ain't gonna help her, bro. She start stumbling and falling. You ever see the movies when they always try to somebody fall? Like, I'm not going back to save you. Look, if you awkward and uncoordinated, that's on you.
If we make it together, cool. But if we don't,
listen,
survival, nigga,
I ain't never looking back. What if you're what if you with your boyfriend?
That's why I don't have a boyfriend. So they can
but he just run and leave you and you
survive.
survive.
What you do in that situation if your nigga run off on you, something go bad, and a nigga run off on you, leave you for dead, but then you end up
living it.
You end up surviving.
It ran into him. What happened?
Oh my God. So the short version is he got jumped and they kicked him to sleep.
Dang.
Oh wow.
So I was like, yo, what the I'll catch the fade with y'all 5 niggas. I don't even give
Nah.
Like, cause they ripped his pants off.
What?
Like,
Oh, he was asked out.
What kind of?
They asked him out.
What kind of jumping is this?
So
Hey, give her a mic, man. We need a mic.
He runs.
That's a lot of info.
He runs off.
Yeah.
Right, and then doesn't look back for me at all. Leaves me there with all of the niggas and everything.
Oh
well, he's butt naked at this point, so
You still had your shirt.
He's asked out. Oh my god.
he's been kicked to sleep probably multiple times.
You left me there. Yeah, he talking about running down the street, talking about somebody get some heat. Like, I come back, I find
Somebody get. He wasn't. He couldn't have been. He couldn't have been talking about no motherfucking strap. He meant some heat for some clothes because he was butt naked. They took his motherfucking pants. You know what it is, man? It's YKTV. Episode 7, I am your host, Self-Made Mel, along with my co-host, T. Lee the Don, 85 the Rialto and Curbside Cows.
Yeah.
They tuned in with Candy Jack, 22, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get straight into it, man.
Yeah.
What's happening? Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Monday to everybody by the time y'all watch this. Man.
Yeah. How was your week, man? How was your week?
It was all good, man. I can't complain. You know what? I can't complain, and I probably will. Well, I probably won't. It started off cool, man. You know, I was in Vegas, doing Vegas.
That's right.
You know what I mean? When
it's money.
Had some fun. You know, lost a little bit of money. Had some fun. Chill, hung out, all that. Good stuff. Came back. Had some business lineup that was supposed to got took care of, and just shady business practices by some people, man. You know, you can do everything. You can do everything right. You can meet every qualification. You can meet every requirement for what's requested of you in business sometime. And unfortunately, your skin color will end up being a deterrent. And it's unfortunate because in 2021, we don't necessarily think about things like that happening, or we try not to as much.
Right.
You know, we always think like it's just, it don't happen to me or it don't happen as much. And then sometimes even when you got money and you got good credit and you got good business history and et cetera, it's just never enough. And for some people, that's still enough reason just to say, you know, I'm not willing to go into business with you. So that was partial to the situation that I dealt with similar to the week.
On you.
Yeah,
that's what it is. We want to
like
see
yourself,
you
man.
above,
How was your week, man? How was your week?
Man, good week, man. You know, spent it with the fam, chilled, handle business. I can't complain at all. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Loving
That's what's up. 85, what's up, man? How was your week, bro?
Man, dealing with this back injury, you know, getting old and shit. I thought I did something serious, but it ended up being just some muscle spasm and shit. Yeah, but I'm all good now.
Muscle relaxers and shit, all that been helping.
Yeah.
Really gotta do them stretches every day. You know, once you start getting over 30, you gotta do the morning stretches, and you know,
when you know niggas is getting old, you sitting there talking about pulled muscles. Did you take a relaxer, the muscle relaxer, and going up there in my cabinet and push around the Tylenol and the ibuprofen 800s. In the back of that, I got some stuff by my Murray's. It's by my Murray's grease. It's right there to the side. Go and give him one of them. They ain't got no name on the bottle, but that's them. That's that there. But yeah, man, like I said, it is what it is. You know, we never dwell on the past. And when you're in the business that we in, there's always one door closes, another opportunity, another door opens, another opportunity presents itself. So we on the bigger and better. Something else has already presented itself, and we'll just go from there, man. And we hopefully we'll continue doing business as we do professionally on the level, on the standard. And we hope that others will do the same and continue to follow suit and continue doing business with those of all kinds, and you too at some point will be able to be beneficial and as prosperous as Jay-Z, who has just joined Square Inc. as the board of directors after Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey bought a majority stake in Tidal. So this was originally reported on Thursday, March 4th. Square Inc. announced its recent agreement to purchase majority ownership in Tidal. Square, the company founded by Dorsey, will be paying $297 million in cash and stock in Tidal, and in return, Hove will join Square's board of directors. Tidal will continue running as a separate company, but will have a plethora of resources thanks to Square's software technology. The move comes 2 weeks after Hove sold half of his champagne company, Armand de Brignac, to LVMH Moet. Hennessy, Louis Vuitton in a historic deal. Jay took to Twitter to share his excitement over the deal in a series of tweets. His first tweet since 2018. in which he wrote, "This partnership will be a game changer for many. I look forward to all this new chapter has to offer," he wrote. Jack is one of the greatest minds of our times, and our many discussions about Tidal's endless possibilities have made even more inspired about its future. The shared vision makes me even more excited to join the square board. The Brooklyn legend then reiterated why Tidal was so important to artists trying to bring their music to the masses, adding, "I said from the beginning that Tidal was about more than just streaming music, and 6 years later it has remained a platform that supports artists in every point in their careers. Artists deserve better tools to assist them in their creative journey." Rumors of a deal between Jay-Z and Dorsey started when the two were photographed hanging out in the Hamptons and again in Hawaii. There was no word of Jay wanting to sell Tidal, but according to a report from Bloomberg News, Dorsey wanted parts of the company. Hov bought Tidal off Swedish Aspero in 2015 for $56 million. In 5 years, the streaming service has subscribers in over 50 countries and reported that they had 3 million sign up with the company in 2016, but there hasn't been any word on the numbers since. So, man,
dope, man, for real.
It's like I feel like we talking about bro every single week.
I mean, but
and
Jay
that just show you the man
it.
that he is and the mind that he is. Just constantly Jay-Z when the talk can be about whatever it's about. He's just this is evolution of an artist right here. What we seeing. I think people, if you're an artist who wants longevity and you want a blueprint on how to model yourself to operate professionally on a standard that's professional on a level to do higher up business and get this kind of money and in the 8 figures and like man.
I mean, look,
this
man,
is big, man.
He sets the blueprints for just entrepreneurs in general too. Like I don't look at Bill Gates and a lot of these other billionaires. I look at like Hov and Diddy and just see how the moves like we did with Ace of Spades, what he's doing with it, starting with the 40/40 club, like.
Yeah, I think it's always good to see.
Always big business and big business moves what he makes. So.
I think it's always good to see people who look like us, or that come from our communities or even minorities, just to see people who look similar to us doing things that show us that we can also do the same thing.
Yeah, opening up different
something
lanes.
similar. So I thought that was dope too. Nas doesn't feel pressure from the new generation of rappers. Head of the Grammy Awards coming up later in March. Financial Times sat down with Nas for an all-encompassing interview regarding his historic career, shrewd business ventures, and the New York legend even provided commentary on what he thinks about today's iteration of hip-hop. As far as the modern generation of rappers, Nas isn't knocking their ability, but their output isn't exactly keeping him up at night. Recounting lyrics in his head, "I appreciate what's out there, but there's no one keeping me up at night," he explained. "I hear a new rap record and I think it's great, but I don't listen to it the next week. If there's one rhymer that caught his ear, it was fellow New Yorker Pop Smoke. Nas is even open to the idea of one day hopping on a drill beat. We were happy to see that young king come up," he said of the late rapper who was killed in February of 2020 at the age of 20. He was a breath of fresh air. The drill movement in London, Chicago, and New York is really exciting. On Wednesday, March the 3rd, Billboard had announced that Pop's posthumous debut, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, earned the 17th week at #1 on the top R&B hip hop and R&B album chart, which marks the longest stay at the apex since 1990. Wow. Nearly 30 years into this hip-hop journey, Nas continues to adapt with the times. Even after all the previous success he's enjoyed, his 2020 King's Disease album is nominated in the Best Rap Album category at the 2021 Grammy Awards. It'll mark his first Grammy trophy if he pulls off the victory. A lot in that right there. First, the Pop Smoke thing. Big up to Nas.
Shouting them out.
I think that's dope as fuck, and it's sad with what comes with it because it shows what could have been. 20 years old. Yeah. That holding this since nobody did this since 1990. 17th week at #1 on the top R&B and hip hop albums chart.
I feel like
that's the longest stay at that number since 1990.
He was on his way to superstardom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's
a movie that's coming out that's gonna push him over the top. But Nas shouting him out. He made a lot of sense when he was saying, and it's not a lot of lasting power in this music nowadays. With TikTok and all these different songs and albums coming out every week, people forget about an album.
Yeah,
but with Pop Smoke album, like it lasts like the whole year. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's another thing. Even one of the things where it says I mentioned that this was Nas. This nomination. If he was to pull this off, this would be his first one. And we talked about that. I believe episode 1.
We did. He's been nominated what? How
13 times, I believe
crazy.
it is. Or
Is that
more
a
than
record?
is it more than 13 at this time? And he hasn't walked away with one.
That might be a
So,
record. That's crazy.
I mean, man, hopeful. You know, like I said, that category. I remember we talked about this. I told you my pick personally. Who I think is going to get that album of the year is Freddie Gibbs.
That's what I want to win. Yeah.
Royce, I think, had one of the dopest albums too. I do think Freddie Gibbs is going to end up getting album of the year from the Grammys.
I think he should.
And just off, like I said, just off having a bias for Nas and just loving everything that he's brought to the culture and growing up listening to his music and liking his style of music and him being a lyricist, I do feel like that.
Come on, Nas been in the game how long? Yeah, come on.
Yeah, man, but I mean, it is what it is, and that's the Grammys, man.
Who would you say is the Nas of this generation? Because, like you said, nobody.
The Nas of this generation.
Yeah, who would be in that
Cole.
slot? I say that.
J. Cole. I feel like J. Cole would be.
Yeah.
So talented,
Lyrical.
so much depth, so much lyricism, and just so not unappreciated, but maybe underappreciated.
I think so.
And then that he, I mean, it kind of plays into what he does
too.
because he you know, he drops ever so often every couple of years. That mystique is always out there. And every time he drops, in my opinion, every time he drops has been close to a classic, if not a classic. So I do think if he continues on that track, by the time he decides he's done to finish with rap altogether, I think he'll probably have the same type of career that Nas had. The big records here and there in between, the big commercial records, but always the dope body of work, always the platinum albums, always the nonchalant guy who just was in the back and comfortable to be. So I would say that.
Cole is my favorite right now. He's in that Nas spot. I see him in that.
Speaking of the Grammys, Jhene Aiko is to host the Grammys premiere ceremony. 3-time Grammy nominee Jhene Aiko has been named as this year's host for the 63rd annual Grammy Awards premiere ceremony.
Oh, wow.
The telecast will air on March 14th at noon and will be available to stream via Grammy.com. The show will include performances from Grammy nominees and performers like Burna Boy, Rufus Wainwright, Terry Lynn Carrington, plus Social Science and more. Chika, Bill Burr, Infante, and former Recording Academy Chair Jimmy Jam will be present to present first Grammys. Jhene is nominated for 3 Grammys this year, including Album of the Year and Best Progressive R&B Album for her latest release, Chilombo. And the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards will air live following premiere ceremony on CBS at 5 p.m.
Do you know if it's going to be an audience for that? Are they going to be performing with people? Or are they going?
I'm not 100% sure. I know they may probably have like a cap limit on if there is going to be audience. Majority of the thing, it'll probably just be like people who work, people who work on the set, work for the show, maybe some family members of some of the artists who maybe would be there performing. You think they're gonna be there? But I don't know. On here it says they're gonna be streaming it on Grammy.com. Okay. So I don't know if they've said something of like a versus type of thing where they'll be shooting from different locations and they may, you know what I'm saying? They may have just contracted people or to shoot the thing and they pay for it. Or you know how that goes.
No, they usually do it out here. So yeah, how Cali is. As an artist ever hosted the awards too? That's big for Jhene. That's pretty dope.
Hosted the Grammys?
Yeah, an artist that's nominated. It's always a comedian. That's nominated? You know, it's always Chris Rock.
Wait, she's hosting it?
He's hosting it.
Aiko
that's crazy. That's pretty big. I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, she's hosting the Grammys premiere ceremony. Yep.
She got to get an award. Like, look, yo, man, I just did the whole show. I got to get one. You know what I'm saying? Album of the year.
Yeah, well, we would, we'll check, like I said, streaming on Grammys.com, so we'll check it out and see it when it happens. I'll put the date out there. Going to transition into, I guess, just some more serious subjects, I would say.
Oh.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm saying.
I had to do that because it's a hell of a transition. Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, his alleged rape victim, has claimed that she was bribed to recant her story and was told that an investigation into the Pettys is underway. The woman who claims Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, sexually assaulted her when she was younger, recently alleging that she's been harassed to recant her story, is previously reported. Kenneth Petty was accused of raping then 16-year-old girl in 1994 when he was reportedly 15 at the time of the alleged attack. The accuser, a woman who identifies as Jennifer, shared an interview with the Daily Beast that Nicki Minaj and people close to the rapper are allegedly trying to silence her from speaking her truth. She said, I'm hoping for the truth to come out, and whatever comes out, for that truth to let it be. After everything that has happened, it's like these people were willing to sacrifice me so this guy could remain in the public eye. Jennifer also shared that she has estranged family members that have connections to the Pettys and are working against her too, adding, I feel like my family was willing to sacrifice me. Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty have always denied the rape allegations from Jennifer. In a 2019 episode of Apple Music radio show Queen Radio, the super bass rapper claimed that Jennifer tried to recant her rape allegations in 95, but changed her mind when she learned that she may serve 90 days in jail for making false allegations. There's a lot more in that story to unpack, but that's kind of the gist of it.
That's wild. It's crazy how, Nicki Minaj, she been having a lot going on. You know what I mean? And I know the thing with her brother and
tragedy
all that was going
just
on.
seems to strike heavy
Her
when
father,
it does, man. It's, she's dealing with
just
a lot.
had a child. Like, what? That's crazy.
So it's a lot. It is a lot that she's dealing with: the birth of her son, the death of her father, being married, and then having these types of things pop up.
And it's so crazy. I remember, she saying she was retired and she wanted to pretty much live that family life, live that life from touring all them years and putting all them albums out. It's a hectic life. And now you settle down to have a life, and all this is happening.
This is the outcome.
That's crazy.
I would say it's unfortunate, but the situation is, everybody's adults, man. Everybody, we make the bed, we lay in the beds that we make.
She knew about this before she married him.
That's what I'm getting at. And I don't even want to say it to say like that. Like, let me word this correctly, right? This happened in 1994. He was 15 years old, right?
Oh wow.
I'm not saying that he today is a bad person. While I 100% am against rape, don't condone it in any shape, form, or fashion. At 15 years old and to where he is today in his life, I do feel like he could have made amends. I don't know that he has. This is just me saying this because he could be a different type of person at this point in his life. No, this is what he went to jail for. He went to jail for this. This is happened.
Wow.
This is what he has to register as a sex offender for. Which when him and Nicki first got married, they tried to violate him. Said he violated for it because he wanted to move out here and live with her, but he would have to register wherever he lives
anywhere as a sex offender.
Yeah.
Dang.
So again, man, you lay in the bed you make for yourself, man. Kind of is what it is. It's an unfortunate. Yeah. It's an unfortunate situation for both of the parties involved. Her being the successful star that she is, or
believe him.
That's her husband. She obviously loves him.
Imagine that conversation. I mean, it's not funny, but if you're a sex offender and you got to tell a girl you dating that you was like, how do you even bring that up and explain? You know what I mean?
I hope to never have to find out the answer to that question.
Like that's a tough sell right there. You know what I mean?
If you, I don't know. That's just that whole conversation is awkward to me because it should be as awkward for the person telling it as it is for the person receiving it.
Right.
To recant something like that, I would think I'm just gonna say I don't want to judge nobody, but I know for me,
Over fine girl.
If a female is like, by the way, I just want to tell you, when I was younger, I was wild and I was out here drugging. I was out here drugging these niggas. I was hitting niggas with a Cardi B.
Whoa.
I was a pill popping them. I was dropping them in their drinks. Niggas that hit the cup thinking they was gonna hit me and fall asleep. That's
different. That's different. But why is it different for a female sex offender? You think why is it looked at different?
No, I think everything in
like
our
society. I think everything in our society is just
that's what I was gonna say. I think everything in our society is just a double standard.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
You a 15-year-old boy.
We in a society built by men,
ain't mad.
And the rules kind of mirror what men think. When you look at it to some degree, right? That's why the perceived thing is like. Of like what you just said, like with a teacher and a student, right?
Right.
Reverse that. If it's a older male older male teacher having sex with a younger child. We all know that's wrong across the board. Us as men and us and as women, right? Everybody sees that it's wrong. But if it's a teenage 15, 16, 17-year-old boy and he didn't hit the 20-some-year-old, 30-some-year-old bad teacher working in the school, not everybody sees that as wrong because it's like, all right, little nigga, he was able to pull that shit off. I ain't even gonna hate on him.
Right.
If this game was that cold, he pulled.
He deserved that.
He pulled the motherfucker.
Right, and somebody.
It's just a double standard.
And I think if you're a 15-year-old boy, you're not
how
gonna
often
run.
it happens. Like,
It does. Yeah. And me in school, it happened to two different people. It was the same situation. It was a coach and it was a girl, and he was demonized, right? And in the same situation, a dude I know got with a teacher, and he was like the man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like everybody knew. He was like, "Yeah, I went to help her with some boxes. She needed help moving."
Let me not say that because I was a therapist. And I don't want to put the wrong.
Oh, don't put them out there. I don't want to put nobody
the wrong message out there. That's having sex with someone who's statutory rape is never okay. That's really what we're talking about at the end of the day here. So I know we joke and everything like that, but I do want to touch on that because I've worked with children. I know it's a serious topic.
Nah, that's true.
So it is something I just wanted to touch on. We know it's never okay, and if it is happening to you or someone you know, make sure you report it to your family or someone close to you. If you are a youth, that situations overall, is just unfortunate. And because it does happen to a lot of people, and I'm just using that to transition into the alleged case currently still going on. We just following up with the T.I and Tiny situation now. The lawyer for T.I and Tiny's accusers claims that the couple has tried to strike a deal. The attorney representing 11 women who are accusing T.I and Tiny of sexual assault and other crimes claimed that the couple's lawyer approached them in hopes of striking a deal to end the legal matter. Steve Sadow reached out to me looking to make a deal on behalf of T.I and Tiny's Tyrone Blackburn said in a statement, and I told Steve Sadow my clients want justice, so if the deal involves Tiny and T.I turning themselves in and admitting to the crimes they have committed, then fine, we got a deal. But if it does not, then I would prefer the investigators do that work and bring criminal charges against Tiny and T.I for what they've done throughout the years. T.I and Tiny's lawyer denied Blackburn's claim, but confirmed they had a conversation. Sadow said he approached Blackburn to see if he would share any information on the accusers, to which Blackburn rejected, saying, I understand that a virtual press conference today, Attorney Blackburn claimed the Harrises reached out to him through me to supposedly make a deal that is patently false, Sadow responded. I reached out to see if we would share any information since his name was posted on Instagram as the attorney for Sabrina Peterson. Blackburn repeatedly refused to provide the names of his accusers, clients, or any corroborating or supporting evidence of his groundless claims. The Harrises repeat that they are confident in a thorough and fair investigation is conducted. No charges will be brought. The Harrises are being accused of sexual abuse, forced ingestion of illegal narcotics, kidnapping, terroristic threats, and false imprisonment, according to Blackburn. None of the accusers know one another and were victims in separate incidents. As a result of the accusations, T.I has been dropped from the upcoming Ant-Man film and is being sued for defamation by Sabrina Peterson, and this source was CBS News 46.
Yeah, man. When it rains, it pours. I believe that they probably were looking for a settlement because now it's getting bad, and the lawyer that they got is more people joining the claim. So they probably just trying to, hey, look, but they not. They want them to come out, admit to it, or y'all getting criminal charges. You know what I mean? It's not just about money to them. So. That's a tough situation. Now you losing money, losing opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke. I don't remember which episode it was. It was either 2 or 3.
Yeah,
I know I think it might have been 3 because we didn't want to cover it until it was a little more information, just in case when it first happened. But the production of their show, have been halted, of course. The upcoming shows they had the T.I and Tiny and Friends. Now this with the movie with them.
That's crazy.
It's the allegations are unfortunate, and the situation is unfortunate because they are just allegations at this point, and it's stemming from we have no idea. Multiple sources. I'm not discounting anybody, of course. I don't want to say nobody, of course. It's just making stuff up. However, we did see the situation in the beginning with some women who were making it up just for the clout, on Instagram, and
that's the fear too. Once you start seeing on people adding on,
because that's the thing. You can be pushing a narrative about something that's not necessarily factual,
right?
And you adding on to something, and then it rolls into something, and everybody has this narrative now that this is what it is.
Yeah, the court of public opinion, though, man. Once it's out there, even if it's an allegation, and they ain't went to court yet, ain't nothing proven, people start backing out and taking you out of stuff, and that's just how it go. So,
Chris,
it's sad that this has happened, but it's happening fast. So, they even try to sit down and get through this, but they want it publicly. They want them to come out and admit to stuff and embarrass them. Do everything. Public eye. So
well, yeah, I mean that's the thing now. When something like this happens, or in this day and age, period, not everything is clout. Some things are, a lot of things are, and then some people, it is. I mean, you always hear people say with accusers, it's like, well, why did this person wait so long? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it can be a double-edged sword, because even in today's society, if something does happen or something goes wrong and the person comes forward, the person will accuse them of lying immediately, like, oh, you just trying to, get attention, etc. So it's kind of like
what do you believe,
it's kind of like a can't win, like a catch-22 type thing. And just recently over this past week, Fivio Foreign's team responded to the recent sexual assault allegations against him, claiming this is false and this is completely unrelated to him. Now, Fivio Foreign made headlines last Wednesday after a young woman took to Instagram with shocking allegations against him in a series of posts and even a live video. The young woman alleges that the Brooklyn rapper locked her in a room and touched her inappropriately. In a statement provided to the Shade Room's online source, Fivio's team denied the accusations and alleged that the young woman in question is dating Fivio's dancer. Fivio's team also mentioned that he does not carry a gun after the woman alleged there was a gun present. In an Instagram post, a friend to the young woman explains that they agreed to attend a party with Fivio at a house in New Jersey, and upon arrival, they realized it was more of a small get-together. The young woman's friends claim to have seen Fivio laying on top of her and alleges Fivio yelled to her that he would rape her. The young woman went live on social media to make her own allegations, saying that Fivio stuck multiple fingers in her private area and refused to stop, saying, I'm in the room, he locks the door. She alleges, now we laying down, he starts touching me, I'm saying stop, and I'm screaming, but the music is so loud. I'm screaming my friend's name to the ground, and he's sticking his fingers in me, and I'm like, yo, this feel like rape, and he's like, bitch, I will rape you right now. We're unsure whether or not formal charges have been filed against Fivio at this time, but we'll keep you updated as the story develops. Man, I hate that these are the types of stories. Like that whole segment right there was supposed to be celebrity news, and aside from the Grammys and shit, like this is what happened within the last week.
That's
you know what I'm
crazy,
saying?
bro. Like,
this is the culture. Goddamn it.
I mean, rape culture is just like. This is crazy, especially for entertainers. Like, like is this the most rape allegations it's been like the last couple of years now, right? Like, do you think like back in the day, like Elvis and them was getting hit with all these charges and all this?
Elvis was a pedophile.
Elvis
married. Wasn't she 14 or something?
No,
was
she was
younger?
16 when he married her.
I don't care how old she was.
But he was with her though.
Teenager,
when he went to war,
that
he was with her when
sick.
she was 14.
R. Kelly ass sick. Oh boy, the movie director who raised his stepdaughter and then married her, that nigga sick. And y'all niggas sick. Niggas is sick.
Yeah,
that's really what it be coming down to out here. I ain't even speaking specifically on this topic. Yeah. I just see like it's so many people with just a sense of entitlement, whether you want to call them men or grown boys or whatever it is. So, and I'm like, again, not even this situation. I'm speaking in general now to just situations, because I seen a clip recently that happened a while back, but a dude tried to get a girl. She told him she was good, and was going into her apartment, and he like smacked her in the face with a skateboard. You know what I'm saying? I think the Breakfast Club gave him like donkey today. This was a while back, but still, like, just that type of shit.
Being a woman out
here,
here,
man, that's some bullshit. And that's why I say I see what our women mean when they say they need to be protected, and they don't feel respected because of situations like this, man, with cowards, basically, man.
I think there's a lot of people, period, just attacking people that can't defend themselves. Shit, whack.
Yeah, drugging them, all the kind of different things. So Yeah, you gotta definitely be careful as a female out in this world, man. When there's some sickos around.
Yeah, man, but get y'all some protection, ladies.
Even
like,
you know,
motherfuckers is cowards. Get you some mace, get you a stun gun, get you a gun if you need that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Just learn how to use it properly. But yeah, definitely with y'all because these niggas over here is just some weirdos, man.
Off of these weird, you know, crazy stories, man. Like you want to get into some sports.
My
boy Kawhi.
Do I want to get into some sports? Nike VP resigns after the story of her son flipping sneakers emerged. Nike employee of 25 years has decided to resign after her son was featured in a publication of a Bloomberg piece that focused on him. And Hebert served as vice president overseeing Nike's North American branch, so being caught in the middle of reselling kicks probably wasn't a smart decision for her 19-year-old son, Joe. The announcement of her departure came via email and was her decision. And Hebert, VP GM North America Geography, has decided to step down from Nike effective immediately, the email reads. We thank Ann for her more than 25 years with Nike and wish her well. A Nike spokesperson told Bloomberg that Ann had disclosed information about the business to her employer in 2018 and there was no violation of company policy. However, Nike does not permit its employees to participate in sneaker reselling.
Wow, that's a big business.
It's so many things
really
in just that.
Business,
No, listen to me. It's so many things in just that one story there.
Yeah.
Right? First of all, a Nike employee of 25 years had decided to resign. Now, listen, you mean she was fired?
Right.
Because that's against your policy. You fire a motherfucker for that, right? Look
resign.
at how the wording has changed
Right.
when they want to present certain people in certain lights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's the general manager, the VP, 25 years. That's a trusted position. And imagine if it was one of us in that position and we had our son, 19-year-old son with one of the biggest reselling shoe businesses. He getting all these shoes out of this budget that we got, credit card in our names.
Yeah.
And we the VP of that. Like, look at just the wording in that shit just made me laugh the whole way through, man. Sneaker reselling.
I mean, hey, there's people getting rich off of that.
No, I get it, but I'm saying like in her field, her position, her son being 19, maybe he didn't know better, but she did.
Bro, she in on it.
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying that. I'm saying she knew better, like to cover it up.
Oh yeah.
That's the point I'm making. Like 25 years working for Nike, and this nigga gets you caught in a year.
Yeah, come on.
That's
Nike. What I'm saying.
Nike would never. Nike would never. Just speaking of Nike, we'll transition to one of Nike's athletes. Tiger Woods, L.A. County Sheriff's gets a search warrant for the black boxing the golfer's SUV. Probable cause crime was committed in crash. While the L.A. County Sheriff previously said the pro golfer wouldn't face charges after he got into a serious accident earlier this month, new reports state the sheriff has gotten a search warrant in relation to the incident. According to TMZ, a judge said that this is probable cause that a crime was committed. A crime wasn't actually listed on the warrant, but a judge can't legally sign on a search warrant unless probable cause exists. The warrant did state that there was no evidence his driving was impaired. It's speculated that there's either someone in the sheriff's department went to speak to the judge about the warrant or the judge looked at the reports and came to the conclusion on their own. The warrant reportedly points out that there weren't any skid marks and that the SUV ran into objects before it actually stopped. Tiger Woods' car was also the only vehicle involved in the crash. The officials say this could point to excessive speed, but reckless driving isn't noted on the warrant.
Just had to find something, right?
Man,
they wasn't gonna just let it go.
Yeah, I just recently seen too over the weekend I guess the first eyewitness. There's now some witness who's saying he was the first one on the scene. He got to Tiger's body and it was he was unconscious, unresponsive. Says he was trying to talk to him and Tiger was unconscious, unresponsive, all of that. So I think they try to make it as if he was he fell asleep behind the wheel or a drunk driving incident or, something of that nature. Just something to pin it to make it look like something.
I know they didn't find any alcohol, no drugs in the system, but I did think he might have fell asleep. Like, it was
which is a crime, if that's what happened.
That happens often, you know what I mean? People fall asleep, but he hurt himself, so that's a bad situation.
Unfortunate. New shows and movies without remorse. featuring Michael B. Jordan, Lauren London. Seen the trailer for that.
Dope, man.
It's due to debut April 30th on Amazon Prime Video. If you ain't seen the trailer for that, y'all check that out. Definitely can't wait to see that.
Real good one. Yeah.
That's again Without Remorse. Coming to America dropped on Friday. I ain't get a chance to check it out yet. I don't know if anybody in here did, but it is on HBO Prime. Probably have to get to it at some point. Boogie, Shoot You Shot, the film by Eddie Huang. Pop Smoke's acting debut actually was released as well. And then there was also Kevin Hart's, he has a drama Fatherhood to premiere on Netflix on Father's Day. It's backed by Barack and Michelle Obama's Higher Ground production company. Kevin Hart's newest project, Fatherhood, was supposed to hit theaters next month, but due to COVID-19, has landed a deal with Netflix and will instead premiere on the streaming service this Father's Day. Now that Netflix has picked up the film, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama's production company, Higher Ground, has also joined the project. Sony Pictures was the original studio that had the project but negated a licensing contract with Netflix. Dana Stevens penned the script with Paul Wells, who will also direct. This film will serve as a way for fans to see Kevin Hart in a new light, as it's a drama and not a comedy. It tells the story of a father who has to raise his daughter after his wife passes away during childbirth. Alfre Woodward, Lil Rel Howery, DeWanda Wise, and Anthony Kerrigan will also star in the movie.
It's gonna be different to see Kevin Hart in the drama, like, you know, because he's funny. You know what I mean? Like his voice is funny. Like,
I mean, listen,
to see him in a drama, that's gonna be a little different.
The brother made a comedy called "Laugh at My Pain." I think I will if he starts being in there. What? She didn't make it. I'll be that motherfucker.
All right, I'm waiting on the punchline, right? Yeah, because, like, you know, he just got that funny face. Like, everything he do is funny. So, but it's dope. He's still out here getting these deals, man, and pushing it forward, man. So, big ups to him for real.
No, yeah, definitely. I'd love to check it out. But like I said, I have a feeling like no matter what, I'll be trying to hold in the laugh, and I still. No.
For real. Wait, I'm serious. Oh, this is not a comedy.
It's too funny. It's too funny.
Hey, he goes to the premiere, everybody laughing. No, I'm serious.
It's too funny, man. I don't know that I honestly will be able to. I don't know that I will be able to take it serious in the drama. I'm gonna watch it.
Man, it's been comedians that made that, you know, that transition. You know, so we'll see if Kevin can do it, man.
You see, a Chinese court ruled that homosexuality can be called a mental disorder.
Whoa.
Yeah. Chinese court ruled in favor of academics' textbooks that label homosexuality as a mental disorder. Wow. The decision originally made on February 9th, the Suyu District Intermediate Court in Jiangsu Province, 4 years after 24-year-old student named Hu Nyang Akazizi filed a lawsuit against the textbook publisher Jinyan University Press and JD.com, stating the 2013 edition of Mental Health Education for College Students listed homosexuality as a common psychosexual disorder, which also included cross-dressing and fetishism as reported by the South China Morning Pot. She urged the textbook statements was wrong due to the lack of scientific evidence to back up their theory. Zizi and the LGBTQ community in China have expressed their disappointment in the court's ruling. PFLAG spokesperson at Kwang said in a statement that the publisher's textbook and courts reflected old viewpoints that do not apply in modern society. The editor of the textbook apparently used viewpoints that do not match society's perception of sexual minorities today. Homosexuality was declassified as a mental disorder by the World Health Organization in 1990, and China decriminalized it 7 years later. In 2001, it was removed from a list of mental illnesses.
I mean, it just made China look bad. You know, they got to get with the times almost, you know. Like, that's not where we at with it. And people that live in America and, you know, always have a problem with people saying different things. Look at what's going on, you know, in another country. So that's pretty crazy. You know, they need to just get with the times, and that's not where we at really right now.
Yeah, definitely looking to live in a more progressive society, where whatever that looks like, our utopia. We've yet to know. Hopefully, one day we will see where everybody can live their own lives in freedom and do what they want without fear of being judged by each other. But we may have to. That day may never come in our lifetime, or it may not be on this planet. And if that is the case, a Japanese billionaire wants to send 8 people to the moon.
Oh, yeah.
Japanese billionaire is planning to fly to the moon in 2023 and wants to bring 8 people with him. In 2018, Yusaka, I cannot say his last name. I want to say Mizawa is how it's pronounced. Who was the CEO of Japanese fashion retailer Zozo, became the first person to book a seat on SpaceX's planned mission to the moon. At the time, he said he was going to invite 8 artists to join him on the flight, 6 to 8 artists to join him on the flight. On Wednesday, March the 3rd, he announced that he was expanding the pool of applicants to the entire world. Stating, I wanted to reach out to a wider, more diverse audience. If you see yourself as an artist, then you are an artist. Anybody who is interested must pre-register at dearmoon.earth by March 14th. Interested applicants will then be sent information about the selection process, which will wrap up in June. The criteria for being selected were not disclosed. Those who are selected for the mission will begin to prepare and train this summer. He said that applicants must be willing to push the envelope in terms of creativity and be willing to encourage others on the mission to do the same. He said they will pay for the entire cost of the journey. Oh, wow. He will pay for the entire journey. He's bought all the seats, so it will be a private ride. He said the mission will not involve landing on the moon. However, the 6-day journey will ferry pass around the moon and back to Earth.
Wow. That's a cool
so
little
if y'all trying to get the fuck out of here,
I'm gonna let them do that a couple times.
Holla at your boy
right.
with that bag. He trying to get y'all up out of here too. Now, ain't no guarantee you gonna come back. I don't know what them people do when they got that kind of money.
I seen SpaceX was talking about this years ago about starting doing regular rides to the moon, but it was gonna be like tickets at like 20,000.
Well, I know at some point
like
they was talking. I don't know if it was Elon Musk. More than likely was. They was talking about putting the first hotel on the moon to make it like a little resort type setup and everything like that. So
I can see that happening. That'd be crazy.
You know what? It's funny to me. That just shows the irony in this topic and just the last topic because. We're so progressive as a society that we can build spacecraft to travel between the galaxy from one planet to another and build aircraft to charge each other all this money. But yet we can't decide what to classify somebody's sexuality preference as.
They classify
worldwide.
Right.
No,
it's the point of the people respecting that, you know? But that is crazy that we could go to space and then we still got so many different issues
we ain't even figured it out here at home yet, baby. Take care of the crib first, goddammit.
For real.
You know, like I said, man, it's unfortunate, but definitely these types of things will be better handled in the future with a better education system. And speaking of schooling, Los Angeles United School District has voted to receive enough vaccine doses to possibly reopen schools here in April. The LAUSD Superintendent, Austina Bettner, announced that Governor Gavin Newsom has agreed to provide 25,000 COVID-19 case doses over the next 2 weeks in Los Angeles Unified District employees. Bettner hopes the extra vaccines will allow for the safe reopening of elementary schools in April. This is a game changer, she said. This plan will allow us to complete during the next 2 weeks vaccines for school staff who are already working at school sites, staff who are working with our younger learners, and those working with students with learning differences and disabilities. I didn't hear nothing about the kids, low-key. I know they said
no, they're not. They don't got the vaccines ready for the kids.
Okay, so they vaccinating just the workers,
just
basically.
the workers, teachers, and
okay, first wave.
But it is cool. What they're doing is they're gonna have like different shifts where they got a certain amount of kids going. The next 3-4 hours is gonna be another certain kids, or you can continue to do Zoom.
So they rotating it.
Yeah, you can continue to do Zoom if you don't want your kids to go to school too. So you got different options.
What's your favorite snack in school?
Favorite snack in school? Probably the hot Cheetos with the nacho cheese, man. Like you get the nacho cheese, you know what I mean? Put it in the bag. That was the classic.
Chimichanga.
He said snack. He said, I want the chimichanga.
My nigga smiled so hard when he said that you could tell chimichanga just brought him joy in life. He just, chimichanga. That shit hit for him. He went back in time.
Right.
Snack.
But yeah, yours.
You don't know about that nacho cheese?
Well, yours. I was gonna say yours.
I
know what you talking. I know what you talking about.
Yeah, that was the one.
Your snack will be right on par with not hot Cheetos but Cheetos. So your snack will be right on par with a burglary case that happened in Tulsa, where
I used to steal a Cheeto. That's
listen,
crazy.
brother, no the Cheetos residue helped police crack a burglary case, brother.
That sounds like a commercial.
Listen, the Tulsa Police Department announced that they were able to successfully locate a burglary suspect through Cheetos residue in a post shared on their official Facebook account.
Wow.
March 1st. Sharon Carr was charged with first-degree burglary in connection to an incident, near 67th and South Sheridan last Friday. That's Friday before last, February 28th. The department received a call about the burglary around 8 p.m. The female victim said another woman broke in through a window of a house while she and two small children were inside. The suspect, later identified as Carr, had pried the screen off a window using a board and got inside, but left without stealing anything or causing harm to the people inside. Officers located a bag of Cheetos and a bottle of water on the floor near the open window, which they believe was dropped by the burglary suspect. Police said the victim identified Carr as the suspect after seeing her, and Carr was further linked to the crime when officers noticed Cheeto residue on her teeth.
Oh, no.
Tulsa police reiterated in the post that Carr was arrested but has not yet been convicted of anything, and that the case is still going.
Imagine getting pulled over. It wasn't me. Why do you think it's me? You got Cheeto dust on your face, all over on your teeth. Like what?
That's fucking crazy.
Cheetos. Who's eating Cheetos?
She had to have been on drugs, bro.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
Had to have been on drugs.
What else could it be? Because why are you robbing somebody? You in there eating their Cheetos?
No, it could have been. It could have been something else.
Man,
you know what it could have been?
What? Plaque?
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
I told niggas I was gonna use it at some point. I was
leaving residue on people's teeth, huh?
I was sneaking it in, goddammit. Nah, yeah, but she got caught with that shit though, man.
That's crazy though. It's a lot of crazy people, man. They come in your house and take showers and cook.
People be trying to get to it.
Eat your Cheetos. Like, it's crazy times right now. You come in your house and somebody just eating your Cheetos, like sitting on the couch, like
you got a cheesy foot coming in your
like, what are you doing?
Knock
all the dust out of you, brother.
From one bag to another. Starting April 1st, SoundCloud will pay independent artists based on actual listeners instead of total stream counts.
Oh, that's a game changer.
It is.
For real.
SoundCloud announced it'll pay artists royalties based on overall listening time starting April 1st. The move breaks a long-standing industry standard of pro rata payments. The more fans listen on SoundCloud and listen to your music, the more you get paid, the company explained on the site it created to announce the new payment model. That is big, man. I'm loving what I'm seeing in hip-hop today, in music today, in our culture today, from a standpoint of independence being valued so much by the artists, by the companies, by the creators. Like, this is what it's about. We are in a time now where we do not need these major companies to do things. We have platforms. We have access to platforms. We can continue creating platforms, and we can continue empowering ourselves and empowering others. Yeah. So to see something like this, I fuck with this. I think this is a big move. I think this is a great move in the right direction of making sure that artists are being paid accurately for their streams. Right. Because right now the streaming, I don't know who made the rules for streaming, but the pay is not equal to
it's all new,
streaming.
But they're starting to catch up now.
It's new, but they learned how to swindle immediately.
Well, what I'm saying is though, like Facebook just recently, I believe it was a couple of days ago. Now they're counting as streams now.
Yeah,
everything you're doing on Facebook, YouTube's already doing it. So now people are catching up. Streams is taking over from sales. Taking over from radio, where you don't need to be on the radio all day.
Well, a lot of
streams.
A lot of that come too from the artists lawsuits being filed, petitioning for lawsuits against the labels, and not necessarily getting the money that they might have deserved, that might have been owed. And just speaking of that, Mariah Carey's brother Morgan Carey is suing her, says her memoirs caused him extreme mental anguish. Mariah Carey is facing a lawsuit from another family member because of her memoir, The Meaning of Mariah Carey. Her brother Morgan Carey has taken legal action against the Honey singer to the emotional distress he said he suffered because of what she wrote in the New York Times bestseller. He claims she falsely painted him to be a violent person when she detailed an alleged fight between him and their father, causing him to experience extreme mental anguish and serious damage to his reputation. In her book, Mariah Carey wrote 12 cops to pull my brother and my father apart. Morgan Carey alleges that this is fictional and claims only 1 or 2 officers typically respond to a domestic incident. He also accused Mariah Carey of alluding that he tried to extort her and writing that he had previously been in the criminal justice system, court documents read. Morgan brings this action more in sorrow and disappointment in his sister's betrayals and malicious falsehoods than in anger that he is by no means envious of his sister's enormous artistic and personal success, has enjoyed his own success, both professional and personal, and has always wished her well. Morgan Carey is also suing co-author Michaela Angela Davis, publisher Macmillan, and imprint Andy Cohen Books. He's suing for unspecified amount of damages. His lawsuit comes weeks after Mariah Carey's sister sued her for $1.25 million over how she was portrayed in the memoir. She said she suffered intentional infliction of immense emotional distress caused by the defendant's heartless, vicious, vindictive, despicable, and totally unnecessary public humiliation of defendant's already profoundly damaged older sister. In the chapter Dandelion Tea, the We Belong Together singer alleged that Allison Carey drugged her when she was 12. Allison Carey was 20 years old at the time. Mariah alleged that Allison Carey gave her Valium and then allowed her to go on a frightening car ride with Allison Carey's boyfriend, who had a gun. She also alleged that Allison once threw boiling tea on her.
That's a lot, bro.
It was a lot, and the whole thing that I thought about the whole time was like, who the fuck knew Mariah Carey had a brother?
Or sister.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. I had no idea.
But you wouldn't know.
I seen the picture, and I still don't believe these niggas. It's like when niggas show you the original Michael, and then they show you the white Mike. You know?
Right. Ain't the same person.
That's not him. That's not him.
Yeah.
I seen the picture of this nigga, and I was like,
is it him?
No, it's not him.
But when you're writing a book, that's supposed to be through your eyes, it's your story. And as long as you don't use, I don't think their real names and stuff. I thought she was covered. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, I guess she thought she was safe. It was her memoir. It was her family, man. Yeah. Unfortunate, but family is what happens, man. Back and forth all the time. We'll keep up with that if anything comes to that, but it is what it is. She's losing that money. We're going to transition right now into the YK TV Vibe of the Week. Excuse me. It is Drake featuring Lil Baby, Wants and Needs off of the Scary Hours Project.
Let's get to it.
New music segment, YKTV. Everybody that dropped within the last week. Drake dropped the Scary Hours EP. 3 tracks off of it. Vibe of the Week was actually Wants and Needs featuring Lil Baby. There was also Lemon Pepper Freestyle featuring Ross and What's Next. Lil Baby and SG dropped Real As It Gets, the video and the visuals last week. YG's 400 label dropped Gang Affiliated, the label's project featuring his artists Dayshlon, Tay 2 Times, D3 Season, and Money Making Mitch. Sammy dropped an R&B joint called Crazy, and Chance the Rapper actually dropped some music as well. That was really all it was for new music, man. It wasn't really too much that was that came out. I know some Post Malone that had dropped. Juice WRLD, Juice WRLD dropped.
Yeah. That was it. Yeah, it was only a couple. You know, when Drake dropped, stuff slow up a little bit. But
everybody waiting.
Yeah, everybody gonna wait a week. You know what I mean? Give it some time. Probably drop something. It's good to see Chance making some music again, man. I ain't heard his name in a minute.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Right into politics, goddammit. The music segment was short this week. Like I said, nigga, ain't too much happen around this bitch, goddammit. We do politics. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says he's embarrassed by the sexual harassment allegations, but he will not resign. Last Wednesday, Governor Cuomo made his first public remarks since this big sexual harassment scandal. He said he was embarrassed by his actions and apologized, but said that he would not resign from office. I now understand that I acted in a way that made people uncomfortable, Cuomo said, referring to allegations that he forced a kiss from a state employee, made sexual comments to her and another state employee, putting his hands on the face of the woman at a social event, asking if he could kiss her. I feel awful about it, and frankly, I'm embarrassed by it. That's not easy to say, but it's the truth, Cuomo said at the state capitol. Cuomo made it clear on Wednesday that he has no plans to go anywhere. I'm not going to resign, he said. Meanwhile, Deborah Katz, an attorney for Cuomo's accuser, Charlotte Bennett, released a statement blasting the press conference. The governor's press conference was full of falsehoods and inaccurate information, and New Yorkers deserve better, Katz said. I think that's not a third person. Man, what is going on in the world right now? Like, why is everything?
Politics been.
Why is it? Well, this is. I mean, that's why I say in the world, because this is natural for politics. But goddamn, everything is rape this and fuck that and take this and suck that.
Everybody's locked up in these houses. It's going crazy, bro.
Is this what we are?
I'm telling you, man, people going crazy. They locked up in these houses. COVID, now they out.
Well, I mean, some of them get to be out. Texas Governor, Texas Governor Greg Abbott lifted the mask mandate and said businesses can open to 100% capacity last week. It looks like Texas has become one of the few states that will now officially be open despite the ongoing pandemic. On Tuesday, Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced during a press conference that he is lifting the mask mandate, says that all businesses can now reopen to 100% capacity. Things will officially go into effect next Wednesday. However, the executive order issued by Governor Abbott stated that businesses may still limit capacity or implement additional safety protocols at their own discretion. Governor Abbott continued to state today's announcement doesn't abandon safe practice that Texans have mastered over the past year. Instead, it's a reminder that each person has a role to play in their own personal safety and the safety of others. With this executive order, we are ensuring that all businesses and families in Texas have the freedom to determine their own destiny.
Texas is the first people, they want to get away from the United States and declare... They do their own thing.
Texas.
You know what I mean? He like, look, that's on y'all. Look, we gonna live our lives.
But you know what though?
And it's I'm sick of it. That's what it sounds like. He just like, I'm banned. Nobody got to wear a mask.
Last November, Texas became the first state to surpass 1 million coronavirus cases.
I believe they second or third. I know California's first. I want to say they second or third.
So the crazy thing, though, this time they are not alone. Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves lifted the mask mandate and allowed business to open at 100% capacity. Last Tuesday, Reeves held a press conference and said, today, I signed what I expect to be one of my last executive orders regarding COVID-19. Our hospitalizations have plummeted and our case numbers have fallen dramatically as well. In fact, our case numbers have fallen to the point where our county meets the original criteria for a mask mandate. While most businesses may be able to operate at full capacity, indoor arenas are still at 50%, and executive orders will take place Wednesday, March 3rd at 5 p.m. and will last through March 31st. Reeves also stated that masks are still recommended.
This is crazy, man. Why jump the gun? I know it's been a long time, but I don't think it's time to take masks off and have all these people at capacity in these clubs and everybody going down there finna be performing and you know what I mean. All the parties finna be in Texas.
Yeah, I think this is a financial move.
Definitely,
I'm gonna just be honest.
Their businesses and stuff, man. They over it.
Yeah, I think it's a financial move for sure. I think they more so concerned about getting that dollar back circulating into the people's pocket.
Yeah, I heard something
as opposed to the health of the people.
I heard Florida did it too. They both don't have a income tax.
Well, Florida is
have a sales tax.
Florida was probably,
so that tells you all you need to know.
They need
shit
to be
Florida
open.
Did it.
I'm saying because they don't have.
I don't think Florida never closed low key.
Income tax.
I think when the rest of the world was in the house scared as shit with masks on, Florida niggas was in the pool.
They was out
I'm pretty
there.
sure. I could be wrong,
So
but
many
I'm
people was
pretty
in
sure.
Florida.
Yeah, the spring break videos is.
Yeah,
you already
like
know. I mean, look, we
what virus?
got All-Star games happening. You know, everybody going to Atlanta.
Yeah, they getting
It's
out there
finna
to
go
to
back
that
up,
shit
bro.
too.
I'm
So,
telling you, man.
I don't know, man.
I remember we were going to the Dave Chappelle show in Texas. And
Yeah, and they
he got
caught
COVID from
yeah.
somebody out there, so it's like
Fucked up our weekend. No, I'm sorry. No, I don't mean it like that. Love you, Dave.
Yeah.
Don't mean
Hope
it
you
like
better.
that. Don't mean it like that. Don't mean it like that. Did you check out Snowfall?
always, man. Yeah.
Listen.
Hottest thing on TV right now.
Listen. This nigga Scully is going to murder.
Spoiler.
No. He didn't do it. This nigga's moving on. This nigga's an animal out here. I seen the cop.
twist.
I seen the cop try to get tough, try to go and threaten Franklin and all them.
Yeah.
Franklin was so nonchalant, had to let him know who he was again. Like, oh no, you out of pocket.
Yeah, you don't know.
And then that boy Oso went and found the sheriff, the Mexico sheriff, the cartel who stole their money and killed his homeboy.
Yeah.
Choked him out with his bare hands,
Man.
carved that 100,000 in his head. Like,
Hey,
spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
After
No.
the fact.
But that's kind of just ruined this episode. For
After
you.
the fact, goddamn.
You think that's the hottest show on TV right now?
Snowfall?
Yeah. So
Snowfall.
I think they got it.
And I would say For Life after
Life is
Snowfall.
big.
I think those are
Couple, but that's
the
the
top
one,
two right
yeah.
now.
What you watching this weekend?
We'll see, man. I don't know. I ain't had nothing too specific lined up. I do plan on checking out, of course, the Coming to America that just came out.
Yeah, you got to check.
I'm gonna look at that. I really think that's it.
I'm gonna watch the Stylebender fight. That's
Yeah, I think
y'all gonna see it by now.
I think
but
I'll end up catching it.
That's gonna be a good one. Try to be the fourth person or fifth person to hold two belts. Go up. First person ever to do it.
Yeah, I seen it was a smoke with him and John Jones. John Jones
they
just
didn't
put
have
up
smoke for a minute,
John
yeah.
Jones just put up a comment. Yeah, because I was gonna say Style Bennett always made it. Just said he would like the opportunity to fight John Jones. If they can get to somewhere similar or close enough. He said he want that action.
Well, yeah, he been
And
saying
John Jones is like just think he like a runt to him or something. But Stylebender is like, nah.
What's
Like
crazy is
he's like, nah, I'm really with that shit.
John wants to fight. So John was the first person to ever bring it up to TMZ, and Stylebender felt like you trying to Canelo me. You trying to be like Floyd, get me when I'm coming in because you see what's finna happen. And he was right. He said, I'm gonna fight you in a year. He said, I'm gonna fight. He said in 2 years. It's 2 years ago. He's I seen it in my head. You want me. So now he moving up, finna take the belt John always had.
Who's that, Stylebender?
Yeah, Stylebender. He been playing mind games with him for 2 years. John, they talked about John brought his father up. Stylebender talked about his dead mother. It got deep. So
It's boxing or MMA?
this MMA, man. Yeah. And he's talked about it. He said, I don't idolize
What weight class?
my parents when they die. I idolize them now. You brought up my father. Ain't no limits to it. So, that's going to be the biggest fight in history.
What weight class? Is it?
So, right now, Stylebender's the middleweight champion. Tomorrow he's fighting, which will be, already happened by the time y'all see this show. But he's going up to fight for the light heavyweight title. John Jones is going to fight for the heavyweight title. So, they're going to fight either light heavy or
John
heavy.
Jones is fighting?
Yeah, he's moving up for the heavyweight title coming up soon. Stylebender's fighting tomorrow. So it's interesting, man. It's crazy because that sport I've been getting into MMA.
I'm getting into it more.
And now it's like, I remember it was all like white people and Asians, and now the brothers is coming in and taking over. So it's interesting, man. For real.
Definitely look forward to checking it out, man. It should be a fun weekend. Then it's back to the ground. We got business to handle first thing Monday morning, man. We're going to wrap this. This has been episode 7, man. YKTV, the vibes. Everybody tune in. Follow us on our social sites. I am Selfmade Male, SELF period, MADE period, MEL. Hit that follow button. T Leader Don, 85 Rialto, Curbside Kyle.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Yeah, follow, subscribe, all that good shit they talk about. So then y'all vibe, how y'all vibe, man. We out. You know the vibes.
Catch you later.